Okay, today's the day that you're gonna see the inside of my organized garage. Now, in case you don't know who I am, my name's Emily Henderson. I'm a stylist, I'm a designer, and I am also a collector of awesome vintage things. So everything in here I really do need for work. It was a total disaster before, so if you haven't seen those episodes, you should, because we moved everything from the other house into here, and now it's completely organized. It's like a whole new world. So, over here, the art. So this art previously was just like slammed up against each other, and it would like go like this every time I tried to pull something out. And now I found these on the internet, and they are like basically vertical art dividers. So it keeps them really safe, and I love that they're on rollers. So we kind of just shove these over here because we don't really use that door. We just mostly use the garage door. But it's just wonderful to have a place to keep all of my, this guy, now he has a safe place, basically. Come over here, this is stuff for wrapping. So this is for like all the tissue paper we need to wrap everything. Then here we have what we call lamp land. So it's a lot of lamps, basically. I love lamp. I organize everything by color because it's very pleasing to the eye. And then down here is like the larger vessels. And then on the bottom, this is fabric. So it could be towels for bathroom shoots, it could be vintage yardage fabric, and it could be vintage quilts, it could be bedding, anything that is fabric we put in these bags, which I think are pretty awesome because they're enclosed, so they zip up, but there's a little clear window here so you can see what it is. So over here, we have smaller versions of the large rolling art racks for smaller art. So this is my vintage paint by number collection. I have like 9 of these that I need to put on in a gallery wall at some point. So then this is standing lamp land, and I have a real standing lamp problem. Like I've got to do something about it. So over here are all my smalls. So the small things go on the small shelves and the big things go on the big shelf. So these are all my favorite things, and I color coded them. So we have, wooden, glass, brown world, and then we go into the blues, and then into the black and white stripes, blacks, colors, and then whites. And it's just all of my favorite things. I really love to stare at them. Sometime on Sundays, I'll bring a glass of wine in here, and I'll just like rearrange things, just like move things a little bit like that, and then I'll be very, very pleased with my work. I find that one of the biggest problems is if things aren't organized, then you don't know what you have, and therefore you spend money you don't need. It's really fun playing with your things and then realizing like, oh, I haven't used this tiny little vase. Look how cute this tiny little vase is. I haven't used that in so long. Down below, we have some trays. We have a broken tray I need to fix. There is good stuff down here, but it's not stuff that I need to see as much, and so it can just be good closed storage. Ooh, okay, over here we have pretty pillows. This is just in a pretty basket thing. This is my trash. We have really large art or mirrors. And then I'm really proud of this thing. I don't know what it's meant to be for, but I found it on Amazon, and it's obviously where we're putting all of our mirrors. I just thought it would, use the vertical space, and thought it would look cool. And this is a really awesome kid prop that I can't seem to quit. It's a sloth that we used on our kid's bed, but it's in really good condition, so I'm keeping it. It's like a little bit of a mascot. These 2 cabinets, they're for more room-specific props, so dining room, office, bath. So this is tabletop land, so these are pretty platters, and this is a good hack. This is just can you see this? This is just a pot hat? What do you call it? Pot lid, not a pot hat. You could call them a pot hat. Yeah, okay. So this is just a pot lid organizer, like what you would put underneath your cabinets, like near your stove. And I thought it would be great for platters, and I was right. Up here, we did like things that match. So like sets of wine glasses, and then all my sets of mugs. And we use a lot of prop mugs. I know that sounds super weird, but like we'll put this on a side table with a newspaper, or I'll put this on a nightstand with a newspaper. Basically just a really pretty mug. Actually ends up being a very usable prop for photo shoots. Here we have flatware. So we have a few different sets. Here we have napkins and placemats. Oh, then here we have more placemats. Okay, this guy, we have pillows, we've got platters. I found a place for my love pillow. This is a joke, by the way. Somebody made it for us and we just can't seem to get rid of it. These are all just like props per category. So candles, it's a lot of candles. Here we have bath props, including beautiful slippers. And then office props. So like, just like a nice looking staplers, things like that. This is all design samples, essentially, besides my dollhouse. So we have labeled everything. We know where everything is now. These paint decks, we pull these out all the time. And then I actually keep all my sample-eyes. So these are the stickers that are of any paint company, essentially, but all of my favorite colors that I've used, keep them, and I use them over and over. Fabric samples, fantastic. More fabric samples. And then down here is like the hard samples. So we have stone here, we have some tile, we have a lot of wood samples. So when people think of like a design studio, they think of a library like this where you have all your samples like neatly organized, and ours typically aren't that organized. And if you don't have them organized, you don't know where they are, then you end up reordering the samples, then you feel, wasteful, essentially. All right, so here, I mean, I'm impressed we have some negative space in here, by the way, but this is more office supplies, like acrylic paint, washi tape, up there we have a bunch of lime wash paint, more flat art. Ooh, that's just like that's an opportunity right there. That's what that is. That is an opportunity. Lastly, these are tools, photo shoot tools. I mean, any tool. Turns out I have, do you want to see this? Check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tape measures, you guys, 6. I couldn't find one 2 weeks ago. All of our clippers, batteries, zip ties, hanging kits. This is like everyday tools that we reach for all the time. Here we have drills, just looking a little bit more specific. Tools, staple guns, all that kind of stuff. Down here, miscellaneous, levels, rulers, and lastly, light bulbs. I think by the end we were like running out of like steam, so we're just like, and there's the light bulb drawer. So there you have it, y'all. This is the PAX units that are meant to be for closets, but we did them in the garage. I had this table from our LA house. It's just like a vintage pine antique table. I love it. And then these are my vintage Turner chairs I'm obsessed with. This is meant to be like a prep table. So essentially, if we're kind of prepping for a shoot, we're gonna grab everything from the shelves, bring it here, look at it, wrap it, and then take it to the shoot. So this it's a prep table, but honestly, we have been eating lunch out here. We've been working out here because it's just a really lovely place in the summer. You can see it. See, you can see the story coming together. I used to do this in prop houses in New York. You'd go into these massive warehouses full of this, but there'd be like probably 100 times this. And then you have a big table in the middle, and then you put everything, and then you stare at it like this. I think the decision to use the IKEA Bror, B-R-O-R, Bror, it has been very successful. So these shelves are perfect for the depth that I wanted, because if you get it too deep with smalls, you knock stuff over. Now the PAX units, I want to address a couple reader comments. These are the IKEA PAX units, and what they are, they're closet units typically for clothes. And I wanted to use them in here because I liked how they look, and they're less expensive than kitchen cabinets. But I had a few readers that wrote comments that they said these aren't as sturdy as you want them to be. Like, they thought that I should have done the kitchen cabinets from IKEA instead, and they said be careful that these aren't meant to hold, 35 pounds of dishware. So I'm a little bit concerned about that. So if you guys are thinking about doing this, putting PAX in your garage, if you're gonna put crazy heavy things on there, I haven't lived with this. Like, I don't want you to do it and be like, oh, Emily Henderson said it was fine. I don't know if it's fine. It's working so far, but I am considering putting some of these that are heavier, kind of dispersing them down in that cabinetry. So in case you guys don't know, I have a team of, is there 6 of us? 6 full-timers plus Caitlin, our wonderful freelance photographer and friend. And so 4 of us are in Portland and 3 of us are in LA. And so even though this isn't our office, because we mostly are shooting on location or we're shooting in my house or whatever, this is where me, Marley, who's holding the camera, and Gretch, this is where we're kind of gathering. And it's not just me. Like, I feel like it's like mostly just me on camera today, but this is For now, a little bit of I wouldn't say it's an office, it's a garage. But just to give you context of like, we're working in here and there's multiple people that are gonna be keeping this organized and kind of interacting with all this stuff. And I just wanted to tell you that. Without systems, there is chaos. And now we have a system. No more chaos. No more chaos. I think we're gonna call this the prop garage. We might call it the prop studio. But we're done with it, guys. I mean, we might zhuzh it and add stuff and whatever, but I mean, it is such an upgrade, it's just silly. So if you haven't seen the series up until now, go check it out. And then what you can expect next is the carriage house. So that is the really rundown house that you saw me in, and you're gonna get a full tour of it before we start restoring it. So do that thing, the like and subscribe thing. It really helps with the algorithm. It makes it feel really good. And come back for a full carriage house tour very soon. Brian, what do you need?
I need a screwdriver.
He was eating a cracker. Okay, let me introduce you to the screwdriver drawer. Tools, and then you pull out tools.
It says tools.
And then a whole thing of screwdrivers. Admittedly, we actually could use some more screwdrivers.
Well, we need some better ones.
Yeah. Maybe Christmas is coming up. Do you need anything else?
Sure, I need.
You don't have to.
No, I don't.
Okay. Okay, bye.
Bye.